Oh, look who's awake. Good morning.
Oh, look who's beautiful.
You're wonderful. Sandy.
I'm sorry.
But what?
No, I didn't mean that the way it sounded, baby. I love you. I'm not sorry about that.
Good. 'Cause I love you, too.
Yeah, no, it's just...
Just what?
I feel so guilty.
You're having second thoughts about what happened last night?
I can't help it. You're still married to Jamie.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah, well, that's a problem for me. I mean, I'm not going to be comfortable with any of this until you're no longer Jamie's wife.
Jamie walked out on me. He left me, Sandy.
I know that, baby, but he was my best friend. And I just don't feel right somehow being here with you until this is all straightened out. You know what I'm trying to say?
I know. Oh, it's so like you. You won't feel really secure until you're sure that Jamie won't ever come back to me, will you?
Hey, what's going on in here?
Oh, honey, I'm making some biscuits.
From scratch?
Yeah, they're real easy. I got some done if you want one.
I'm gonna have one. Look, hon, I don't mean to complain, but aren't you overdoing this a little?
What do you mean?
Getting up every morning at the crack of dawn, fixing all this food?
Well, honey, I can't sleep, so I have to do something. Anyway, it's just as well, because I want to get to the shop early. I've got a customer coming in real early.
That's not the real reason, is it?
Well, sure it is.
Now, come on out with it. What's bothering you?
Well, honey, you know, this apartment, it's got all kinds of creaks and noises.
I don't hear him.
Well, you have to be awake.
Well, baby, I mean, are you not sleeping?
I guess not.
Why didn't you wake me up? I mean, we could have been... Hello. 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 Oh, who is this? Look, buddy, whoever you are, you keep this up, and something real bad's gonna happen. And it's not gonna be to us. You got that?
Larry, I can't stand this any longer. I mean, every time that phone rings, I feel like I gotta jump out of my skin.
All right, just calm down, all right? I'm not gonna let anything happen
Honey,
to you.
I'm fine when you're here, but when I'm alone, I just...
Baby, look, I'm not gonna let anything happen to you, I promise.
Another world.
Well, sure, baby,
Then a divorce. As soon as possible is the only solution. And Brian's already filed, Sandy.
Sweetheart, the problem is not just a legal one.
I know, baby. I know how close you and Jamie are.
Ah, come on. Don't start looking like that, you little devil. I love you, and I want to be with you. I do.
We will be together. It won't be long either.
Yeah. Listen. Can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm. Anything, you know that.
You love me, don't you?
I think I've proved that.
Maybe.
Maybe. You don't doubt that, do you?
I don't know, baby. I just want to be sure that you aren't...
What?
That you aren't on the rebound.
I'm not. I'm not. Can I tell you something? The truth.
Well, sure.
And this is hard for me to say. You're not going to like it. But at this moment, I don't know if I ever really loved Jamie.
Sweetheart, you told me you did over and over again.
I know. I guess I was just trying to convince myself of that even more than I was trying to convince you.
And you're saying that the whole marriage was a mistake from the first?
Well, I mean, if you look at it objectively, Jamie and I had a lot of problems. There's one thing I know for sure. Jamie never really loved me. He never stopped loving Marianne Holloway. And when those feelings finally got to be too much for him, he had to leave me.
No, I don't know about that.
Oh, I do.
I can't help but feel that Jamie might have left you because he thought I was in love with you.
Huh. Good friend, huh? I mean, just clear the path for his best friend to move in on his wife. Sandy, Jamie would never have done that if he loved me. He would have stayed here and fought to win me back. No, baby, that isn't it at all. Jamie just doesn't love me, and he never really did.
I just wish I could be sure it was all right.
I know.
More than that. I wish I could be sure that it was over between the two of you forever. Because I want you to love me as much as I love you.
Thanks, Daddy.
I love you, baby. But I don't want to pressure you. I need time to think about us, just to be sure.
I don't need any time. I've had to hide my feelings for you for such a long time. Oh, I don't want to do it anymore.
I know, but you're going to have to keep doing it until we can be sure.
So how about a biscuit?
No way. I am not going to do another 20 sit-ups just to make up for that. Why is Clarice going to all this trouble when nobody eats anything she bakes?
Well, she's not sleeping very well. She's got to do something.
She getting some more of those phone calls?
Yeah. We got one yesterday. Got one this morning. I picked it up. She's still in this state over that.
Man, I would love to get my hands on that guy, whoever he is.
Yeah, you and me both.
What are you going to do about it?
I told Clarice I had it taken care of, but short of a major hassle, there's not a lot I can do.
What? Take this. Look at all this. Orange juice, eggs, cookies, beer, milk.
Here, take it. The last time I checked your refrigerator, you had 2 shriveled radishes and a 6-pack of beer.
Well, the 6-pack of beer was mine. Radishes, though?
So I got a few things.
A few things. Look like you bought the whole store out.
Oh, well, small store. Anyway, I just wanted an excuse.
An excuse?
Well, I wanted to see you.
You're silly. You don't need an excuse to see me.
Well, I didn't want to intrude.
Intrude? Mm-hmm. Kid, we're getting married. What do you mean intruding? What are you talking about?
You know, I just want to be sure.
Look, a Gaylord dish. Oh, he's gonna like this.
Well, how can I forget Gaylord? You know, he eats more than you do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Look at this. What is this? Because he had little babies? Because it's baby Gaylord?
Sure.
Yeah?
Why not? Do you think he'll like it?
I don't know. We'll have to wait till he comes home. See, you know, you got everything in here except something that I really, really need.
What?
A good morning kiss, baby.
Just kidding.
Oh, well, I guess I woke up kind of early today.
Couldn't sleep?
No, my imagination was running wild.
Worried about those phone calls, huh?
Phone calls? Who told you about that?
Oh, Clarice, I hope you don't mind. Jerry told me last night. He said you were really scared.
What phone calls?
Now, Ada, don't worry. I mean, it's nothing.
Well, I'll really worry if you don't tell me.
Clarice has been getting these really weird phone calls.
Weird? What weird?
Well, somebody calls and they don't say anything. He just breathes.
You got a breather? You're kidding. You're not kidding. When did all this start?
Ever since Larry and I moved into the apartment.
Well, why don't you call the phone company and get your number changed?
I did, Ada. Don't you remember the other day I gave you my new number?
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a little soon for you to change your number. You just moved in.
Well, it didn't even help.
She's still getting the calls.
What's so strange, Ada, is that the only people I told were my good friends. And nobody else.
Except for the phone company.
Well, yeah. I don't know what to do.
Well, can't Larry do something?
Well, Larry's trying, but to tell you the truth, I think he's as stumped as everybody else.
Well, look, you can't go on like this. I mean, you're not getting any sleep.
I know, but Larry said that he'll take care of it.
Jamie's daily calendar. Oh, you were busy that day, weren't you, love? Philip, 10:30, Diane, 11, Pat, 11:30, and then even a meeting with Brian after lunch. How tidy you were. What have we here? Interesting little entry. Marianne to seminar. So, it did matter to you, didn't it? And now, it matters to me. Hello, ECU. May I please speak with Marianne Holloway? She isn't. Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'm an old friend of hers from out of town, Chicago, and I'm in town for a few days. Do you know when she'll be back? Next week. Oh, I'm going to have to miss her. Look, would you mind terribly telling me where I could reach her, or how I could reach her? I'd like to give her a call before I go back home. Oh, thank you so much. Yes. Where? The Savoy in Detroit. Thank you very much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Bye.
You make quite a pair, you know that? Clarice always laughs about you two when you're together.
Rhonda, how'd she seem today?
A little tired, maybe. A little on edge.
Yeah, it figures.
She said the phone calls were getting to her.
Shh, that's an understatement.
Hey, where are you going? You're not finished yet.
Why don't you hold down the fort? I'll be right back. I want to go talk to Clarice for a while.
Okay.
I had a really nice time last night.
Thanks, so did I.
You're not just saying that?
Why would I say a thing like that?
Are you feeling okay today?
Sure, I'm fine. Why?
Well, you had that really bad headache.
Oh, no, it was nothing.
You sure? It didn't keep you from having a good time?
Yeah, it was nothing.
Well, it seemed like it at the time, and I got really worried.
Will you forget it? How would you like to go out with me tonight? Or maybe get a pizza or something?
You asking me out?
Yeah, I'm asking you out. What'd it sound like?
I don't know.
Well, you want to go?
Well...
Well, good. We got a date. What's all that about?
Nothing. Forget it.
Don't tell me it's nothing. You've got something on your mind.
Yeah. But maybe I shouldn't say anything.
You not say anything? Uh-oh, this is serious. Uh-oh.
Don't make fun of me!
I'm not making fun of you. Just that I've never seen you at a loss for words. What is it?
I just wanted to tell you
Tell me what?
that I really do like you.
What is exactly the situation with your dad now?
It's not good. He's going to need surgery.
Soon?
Yeah.
Well, hadn't you ought to be making plans to fly to Philadelphia?
No, I'm not going. I'm needed here.
Yeah, Rick, you're needed here, but I think
Yeah,
under the
look,
circumstances...
the doctor in charge said that there is no need for me to fly up there and hang outside the operating room. So I'm just going to wait for the results here. I can't believe this. Everything always happens at once.
Wait, hold it. Sit down. What are you talking about? What,
Look,
there's more?
You got enough problems of your own. You don't need to listen to mine.
Rick, if you want to listen, if you want to talk, I'll listen, huh? If you think it'll help. I owe you one.
How do you figure that?
Last night, you listened to me.
Yes, I happen to be in the vicinity.
Yeah, well, it helped. Now it's your turn. What else is going on with you?
It's Marianne.
She hasn't called.
Oh, she's called. Yeah. We talked. Nothing very personal.
You mean that she hasn't asked, are you eating well and all that good stuff?
No. She said the seminar was very hard and that she was learning a lot. And that's it.
Well, what do you expect? She's preoccupied with her work. That's natural.
Yeah, it would be under normal circumstances.
I see. Then these are other than normal circumstances. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we had a fight before she left, a big fight, and of course we've been fighting all the time. Why bring that up?
What are you fighting about? I thought you two were getting along just fine.
Jamie. It's always Jamie.
I see.
Now that he's separated from Cecile, see, I don't understand what's going to happen.
What specifically is it that you're worried about?
Well, I don't know what Marianne's going to do now that he's free.
You have no more confidence in yourself than that, eh? I mean, you really think Marianne is going to leave you for Jamie? Well, I don't think so. I think you're wrong. Marianne is not the kind of woman who would do a thing like that. Now, you know what your problem is?
I have a feeling you're going to tell me.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Trust. You need to trust her more.
Yeah, well, that goes both ways.
You've lost me. I don't know what you...
I'm talking about Blaine Ewing.
Oh, wait, hold it. How did Blaine Ewing get into this conversation?
Just because I have helped Blaine out a couple of times, Marianne thinks that there's something going on.
I see. You've helped Blaine. How?
Blaine had some nightmares after the trial. She came to me as a patient. I made some house calls after hours. And Marianne thinks that there is something going on.
Is there?
Of course there's not. I'll be damned if I can convince my wife of that, though.
The date was September 18th. Marianne Halloway. Thank you. Hurry up about it. You did? Oh, good. Could you tell me what time that flight departed? Uh-huh. And the flight number? Thank you so much for your cooperation. You can count on all of our business in the future. Bye.
Well, Jamie, I guess you loved her all along, didn't you? After all, isn't this proof of it? And when you see this entry, Sandy, you're going to realize that Jamie left me for Marianne Holloway, and that he's never coming back to me. Maybe then we can get on with our own lives, without guilt. Now, let's see. Where am I going to put this so that someone can find it? Be the most logical. Liz. Of course. Good old Liz has to find this.
Hey, Ada, where's Clarice?
Well, she's in the back. Listen, I heard about those calls Clarice has been getting.
Oh?
What's going on?
I wish I knew.
Well, whoever is doing this has Clarice worried to death.
Well, Ada, you're not telling me anything I don't already know.
Well, now, Clarice says there's something that you can do about it. Are you taking care of it?
Well, I'm taking every possible precaution I can think of.
Like what?
Well, like I told Rhonda, I try to get her out of here before dark. I don't let her go out alone at night. And Jerry and I patrol the apartment every time we get a chance. I even got some of the guys at the station doing the same thing.
Does Clarice know you're doing all this?
Well, she doesn't know the details.
You're worried about this, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I just don't want Clarice to know. I think that's going to upset her more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, somebody can't be with her all the time. I mean, sometimes she's the only one who's available to pick up Corey. The days are getting shorter, you know. It gets dark earlier now.
Well, I just can't panic about it, Ada. I've got to act calmly about the whole thing.
Somebody isn't just making crank calls. I mean, suppose it isn't that. Suppose it's somebody who's after Clarice or Corey.
Well, I thought about that. I just can't see why they do
Look,
anything.
sick people don't need reasons why. They just get crazy ideas in their head, and they don't stop until they do something about it.
Well, I'm not thinking clearly, I know that. But I think you're right, Ada. And I think I'm going to put a tap on that line.
What, at home? That's not such a bad idea. Listen, what if I go home with Clarice at night, you know, and I go into the apartment ahead of her just to check it out? I mean, might make her feel better.
Well, it'd make me feel a lot better. Thanks a lot.
What are you standing there for?
What?
You want to see Clarice, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, what's stopping you?
Nothing. Just thanks a lot, Ada. See you.
Excuse me, Pat. I've been going through some papers, you know, to get ready for Mac, and I came across this.
What is it?
It's Jamie's calendar. He must have forgotten to pack it when he left.
Certainly Jamie's. Did you go through it?
Well, of course I didn't look through it, but I just thought maybe it might give us something. You know,
some indication as to where he might have gone?
Maybe. He was kind of organized, you know, in that way. What do you think?
Well, Mac is coming back to the complex tomorrow, Aunt Liz.
Oh. You think it'd be more proper for us to let him look through it?
Yeah, why don't you give it to him and let him make that decision?
I suppose you're right.
Wait a minute, Aunt Liz. Maybe we shouldn't wait until Mac gets back. I mean, there might be something in there that would put all our minds at ease.
You have a point, Pat. And it wouldn't be like prying, you know. Most of those notations I probably made myself. Well?
Nothing. Nothing, Aunt Liz.
I wonder where Larry went. We're going to be late for work.
Well, he's probably in the back. I'll go get him for you.
Rhonda. You know what you said before?
About me liking you?
Yeah, well, there's something that I want you to know, too.
Oh? What?
I like you, too.
Really?
Yeah, really. I think I'm just beginning to realize it myself.
How'd you find me?
Well, Linda told me you were moving, and I forced her to give me the address. Here I am. Are you doing this all by yourself?
Well, I thought it was only fair.
Why?
Because last time we moved, Marianne did all the unpacking, so I thought I'd surprise her and get it all done.
Well, aren't you a nice guy?
That's why I try.
I, was meaning to ask you, how was Russ?
Apparently, whatever happened with Jason the other night, was for the best.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think it forced Russ to take a look at his life and make a few choices about it.
Did he say what choices he was making?
No, he's pretty mysterious about the whole thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. He did say that he couldn't go on with his life as long as he lived in Bay City.
You don't really think he'd leave, do you?
I don't know. I hope not. I think that's what he meant, though.
Well, that would really be too bad.
Yes, it would.
But you don't really think he'd leave anyway, do you? I mean, his whole family is here.
Yeah, and a lot of memories. Some not so good.
Doesn't really matter where you go. The memories always follow.
And he thinks you talk of self.
Yeah, I suppose so. I don't want to talk about it, okay? I think that's the best way to deal with it. I want to forget.
You got any ideas on how to forget things that you've been through?
For starters, I think a little bit of physical activity might help.
Physical?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you have in mind?
Maybe I'll help you unpack, okay? That's pretty physical.
Now, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Unpacking is second only to dental surgery.
Oh, come on. I'd enjoy it. Let me help, okay?
You really want to do this?
Yeah, I really want to do it.
All right, well, be my guest. Slave.
All right.
All right.
Buster, stand back. You are going to see a demon at work.
I think you have a promising career as a photographer.
And?
And nothing. I'm just not very enthusiastic. I have a lot of other things on my mind.
Yeah, I can see that. Are you sure it's not my photos, Pat?
Oh, stop it. Don't be so insecure. I think you're going to be a very good photographer, Sandy.
Well, thank you. So what's bothering you?
Well, it certainly isn't the photos. It's Jamie.
Jamie. Yeah.
I just think we'd all feel a lot better if we knew where he was.
Well, Pat, you say that as if you know where he is.
No, I don't. I don't know where he is.
Well, Pat, if you do, please tell me. I mean, I wouldn't go against his wishes and contact him or anything, but sure would make me feel a lot better to know where he is. That's, Jamie's calendar, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, have you checked it? It might tell us something.
Sandy, it's private. I'm not sure you should do that.
Well, I know that, Pat, but maybe it'll tell us where he is. Marianne, Savoy, Detroit. Detroit? With Marianne?
Something the matter?
No, I just found this.
What is it?
It's a family album. Brings back a lot of memories.
Help you to talk about him?
Can you believe a vital man like that, so alive?
Your father.
Yeah, to think he's lying in some hospital somewhere. Maybe even dying.
I'm sorry. I really am.
I'm the one who's sorry. No, wait, I don't carry this on.
Oh, you're not carrying on. You love your father. You want him to get better.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to happen. I wonder if I'm ever going to get a chance to tell him everything I want to tell him.
You'll get your chance.
Oh, I'm not so sure of that. He just may be dying. So.
Is this, you as a little boy?
Yes, that's me. And that's Kit. You see, she's a head taller than I am. She's bossing me around there by the ear. She's always bossing me around.
Oh, I thought you and Kit got along real well.
Oh, we do. We just fight all the time, that's all.
It's the same way with me and Larry. But I think the more you care about people, the more you fight. When we were kids, I think people probably thought we hated each other the way we fought.
Yeah.
Amy.
Yes, enough said about that one.
You don't like her, huh?
I try to be kind to her because she's my sister, but I try, and it's very hard. Very hard.
Who's this?
That's my older brother, TJ.
I didn't know you had a brother.
Yeah, he died after graduation.
Sorry, I didn't know that.
See, this is his car here that Dad gave him for graduation. He loved that car very much. He also died in that car. You know, thinking it's funny because I never thought of us Halloways as a particularly close family. And just looking at these pictures is...
It's okay.
Yeah, I know. No, it is not okay. It is not okay. Because when I look at these pictures, I realize that I may lose the people that I love the most.
Look at all that food. How about some peanut butter?
No, thanks.
What about some juice? We got every kind of juice there is.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Kit?
Yeah?
What's wrong? You've been acting like this ever since we got back.
I don't know. Guess it was that meeting with Father Kaloran.
What about it? I thought it went pretty good.
Joey, I don't think he approves of our getting married again.
Is that what you think? I didn't get that at all.
Look, he as much as said that we have to solve all of our problems first.
And then we can talk about getting married.
No, what he was saying is to make sure that we realize and know that this is exactly what we want to do. Are you having second thoughts?
No.
But what?
Nothing.
Don't give me nothing. Kit, the one thing that the father said was that we should discuss every doubt, every question that we have. So we have to lay it all on the table, everything before we get married. Right?
I know.
All right, so spill it. What is it? What is it?
Well, he's right. We're from very different backgrounds, and we can't change that. What makes us think that we can make it work this time?
Because we love each other. I like your family, you like my family.
I love them.
All right, so then what's the problem?
I don't know. He just made it... Father Calor made it all sound so grim. So serious.
Well, what we're doing is serious. Getting married is a big step. Right? So it's serious business we're talking about here. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that you're right. We love each other. And that we're going to have problems, but we can handle them.
Right, because we want to handle it.
Right.
You know something?
I know a thing or two. What?
I like the way you think.
You do, huh?
Yeah. Know something else?
What?
I love the way you kiss.
Joey, where you go? Where you going? Come back here. Joey?
What?
Come over here.
No.
Sit.
Wait a second.
Over here.
Wait a second.
Let me trade you with. Come here. What you got?
You'll see.
Come on.
Get out.
Joey. Joseph. What's that?
Why don't you open it up and see?
It's my ring.
I was hoping that I'd be able to give it back to you again.
Joey.
Still like it?
It's the most beautiful ring I've ever seen.
Still want to wear it?
Of course I do.
I love you. Hi, man.
What's the matter, Sandy? What happened?
Come here, sit down a second, would you?
What?
Do you remember what we talked about earlier?
How could I forget?
You remember I told you that I loved you. Now, you believe that, don't you?
Yes, of course I do. What are you saying?
Well, do you remember I also asked you if you would ever take Jamie back, if Jamie wanted to come back?
Yes. Sandy, I love you too. Jamie's out of my life for good. I know that for sure. What's the matter?
Baby, I love you. Now, I'm not saying this to hurt you. But if you really meant what you said about loving me and about wanting to get Jamie out of our lives forever, then maybe this will help both of us.
What are you getting at?
Jamie and Marianne left Bay City together. Now, I saw his calendar. It listed the flight information out of Bay City and the hotel in Detroit where they're staying.
Jamie and Marianne. So, Jamie left with Marianne.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Well.
Hey, you sure you're all right?
Yeah, of course. It's just strange to find out something for sure that you've guessed at all along. I mean, I suspected that Jamie was in love with her, but now I know. And, you know, in a way, I'm kind of happy.
Happy? Sweetheart, Marianne is Rick Holloway's wife. Now, this is going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of people.
Still, if Jamie can find the kind of happiness with her that I couldn't give him, Sandy, I only want what's best for the both of them.
Cecile, Jamie's happiness can't depend on taking another man's wife.
That's not what I meant.
Well, what do you mean, then?
Yes, it'll be a problem. But it's not our problem. What Jamie does now is his own business.
But Rick is...
Rick will have to deal with it. He'll have to take care of it. Sandy, I'm sorry. I just feel happy at this news. I'm happier than I ever dreamed I could possibly be.
Sweetheart...
Look, baby, I know that you care what happens to Jamie. So do I. But when Jamie left town with Marianne, I mean, what he does stopped being our business. Sandy, please tell me you're happy. You're happy for both of us? I mean, now we can be free. Free to be together. To love each other.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another Worth,